It was 40 years ago this weekend that CBS News anchorman Walter Cronkite was live on the air for 18 straight hours, keeping everyone on the edge of their seats watching something out of this world.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
July 20th, 1969, the day man reached and walked on the moon.
Joining us now by phone is astronaut Buzz Aldrin, who walked on the moon 40 years ago this Monday, and also calling in fellow astronaut Senator John Glenn. Gentlemen, thank you for taking the time, and let me begin with you, Mr. Aldrin. When you got back and you saw the videotape with Walter Cronkite's narration of it, what did you think?
Well, I just came in from Dayton, where Neil Armstrong and I were at the National Aviation Hall of Fame when I first heard the news. All of us, of course, were very, very saddened for such a trusted voice to have passed on. We knew he was ill for a while. Of course, as you mentioned, it took us 3.5 days to get back. We were on the aircraft carrier in quarantine when they showed us some film of the reactions back on here when we landed on the moon, and the people cheering, and of course interspersed with that was the broadcast with Walter and Wally Schirra, who unfortunately has passed away also. But that was really a very classic view with Walter, and there's glasses on his forehead, mopping his brow, and I think that's one of the first times he was really speechless. As we saw this, it was just a trite, striking. I sort of tapped Neil on the shoulder and I said, "Look at all that cheering. We missed the whole thing." Of course, what I meant was that the rest of the world got to see the transmissions and the interpretations for those 18 hours.
Mr. Aldrin, I have to jump in. I have to jump in for just a second. We want to welcome Senator Glenn in real quickly. Senator Glenn, what was it like to know that you had a fan like Walter Cronkite in the space program?
Well, Walter was a good friend, and we were with him a long time. Walter started covering the space program clear back in Alan Shepard's days on that first suborbital flight, and then, of course, covered my orbital flight completely, and then came back all those years later at the end of 1998. And covered when I went back up in space again. And Walter sort of came out of retirement on that one, I think, because of his interest in the whole program. He was fascinated by the space program, thought it was one of the big things that this country had ever done. And there's another aspect that I haven't heard mentioned about Walter, though. He was very interested in people and other things too. He was on the board of Give Kids the World, which takes terminally ill children and lets them go to Disney World as one of their last wishes, and was on the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation board too. We shared those places.
A spectacular man,
had a lot
all
of
around. Thank you. I'm so sorry to interrupt. We have to take a break. Senator John Glenn and astronaut Buzz Aldrin, thank you very much.